Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Monday, April 4th, 2022. And we begin with an unusual amount of attention being paid to the backside of some British cows. According to the Sunday Times of London, a company called Genus plc is looking to create Enviro cows with eco-friendly digestive systems. Simply put, they're hoping to breed them to pass less gas. The belief is that fewer undertail emissions will mean less climate-changing methane in our atmosphere. According to scientists, methane is about 25 times as harmful to the environment as carbon dioxide. It will take at least 3 years for the program to see results, but as the dairy industry is quick to note, the plan has its limits. Quote, "An animal is never going to be carbon neutral." The March Madness women's crown belongs to South Carolina, which took down Connecticut with a convincing 64-49 win in the final late yesterday. The champion on the men's side will be decided tonight when North Carolina squares off against Kansas. Left to watch from the sidelines, Duke's now retired Coach K, who took his team to 5 national championships in his 42 years with the school. Ironically, his first and last career losses were both to North Carolina. It's a good thing NASA practices all phases of a mission. On Friday, the agency began a multi-day dress rehearsal for its giant Space Launch System moon rocket, one of the most powerful rockets ever built. The excitement was supposed to peak yesterday, with engineers pumping in more than 750,000 gallons of super cold fuel to test all launch day procedures, even the countdown. But that exciting last step never happened. Right before loading the fuel, some equipment malfunctioned and the test had to be scrubbed. The next opportunity is today, but as of this recording, NASA hadn't yet decided whether to push forward. Chris Rock continues to take the high road, saying very little about the Oscar embarrassment delivered by Will Smith 8 days ago. Over the weekend, the comedian even shut down a heckler who tried to badmouth the actor. Will Smith, meantime, has resigned from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. In his newest statement, he called his actions inexcusable and apologized for taking the attention off the other nominees and winners. According to the Academy, Mr. Smith's resignation will not change how or if it will punish the actor. Consequences, the actor says, he will accept. Some of his post-slap struggles, both Netflix and Sony have paused 2 of his projects. Mickey Mouse and friends have been socially distancing from fans throughout the pandemic. But Disney announced on their blog last week that all your favorites are almost ready for hugs again. Characters at some U.S. parks and cruises will start accepting affection and autograph requests as soon as April 18th. Nighttime parades and light shows are returning too. Some spring breakers are already making their way to Disney World and having a tough go of it. 10,000 U.S. flights were either canceled or delayed this weekend due to storms in Florida, a technology issue with Southwest, and picketing by pilots for Alaska. The airlines are still playing catch-up today. In other KidNuz notes, today, the Senate Judiciary Committee will vote on the historic Supreme Court nomination of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. If it makes it out of committee, a final vote of the full Senate could take place as early as this Thursday. Music took over the Las Vegas Strip last night. It was the first time the Grammys set up shop there instead of Los Angeles. Taking the top prizes, Olivia Rodrigo wins Best New Artist. Song of the Year and Record of the Year went to Leave the Door Open by Silk Sonic. And Album of the Year, We Are by Jon Batiste. That's it for KidNuz. Now today's quiz, generously sponsored by the O'Brien family of Seattle, Washington, in honor of Mom Brooke's birthday. Brooke, your husband Matt, and kids Kieran, Brady, and Connor want to wish you the best day ever. And for the record, the entire KidNuz team is happy to be part of the celebration. Now, our KidNuz quiz. A British company is trying to breed dairy cows that do what? Pass less gas to help the environment. Who is the national champion for Women's March Madness? South Carolina. The men's champion gets decided tonight. How many gallons of fuel go into the rocket that will return humans to the moon? 750,000. Disney characters will soon welcome what again? Hugs and autograph requests. In today's KidNuz Kicker, it might be the ultimate dad moment. Television meteorologist Doug Kammerer was live on the air in Washington, D.C. last week when the map behind him clearly showed that a tornado was about to pass over his home. Inside, his kids, who he said were likely gaming and paying no attention to the outside world. While cameras rolled and the audience listened in, Doug picked up his phone and told his kids to get downstairs and stay there. He then turned back to his TV audience to warn everyone else. His TV timeout is getting props from viewers, with one posting, "That's how you know it's serious, when your meteorologist stops down to call his kids." The tornado did pass over the area, but no injuries were reported. Before we get to our teacher shout-outs, we want to again thank the O'Brien family of Seattle for sponsoring today's quiz and to let Mom Brooke know how much they appreciate everything you do. Now, to our KidNuz classroom, starting with Mrs. Vanden Heuvel at Sigourney Elementary in Sigourney, Iowa. Mrs. Ryback, librarian extraordinaire at Lake City High School in Lake City, South Carolina. Mrs. Williams and her Eagles at Angel in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Super awesome Kate Thompson, who was, and maybe still is, homeschooling Mir and Ada in Freedom, New Hampshire. And Mrs. Weatherholt at St. Joseph Catholic School in Evansville, Indiana. Thanks for listening. We'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.